Today we're making vegan fish and chips using banana blossom. Sounds weird, I know, but believe me, it tastes absolutely amazing and it's going to bring you right back to that greasy chip shop nostalgia. If you're new here, I'm Hugo, and on this channel you'll find seasonal, sustainable, plant-based recipes that I post weekly. Now let's jump into the recipe. Okay, so first we're going to make our chunky chips. So peel about 2 kilos of large potatoes. I like to use Maris Piper or Yukon Gold potatoes here. Once peeled, we're going to cut the potatoes into the chunky chip shapes. First, slice the potatoes into 3 and then slice again in 3, and you should end up with rough chip shapes. Don't worry if any of the chips are larger or smaller than the others. It's going to add a load of different textures to the end chips, so it's all good. Once you've chopped up all your potatoes, you're going to heat up a pan of vegetable oil to 150 degrees Celsius. Add the chips in batches to the hot oil and fry for about 10 minutes until they're golden brown and nicely soft. Then remove the chips from the hot oil and reserve on a wire rack. Now at this point in time, the chips are not actually fully done. We're going to double fry the chips later. What's great about double frying the chips is it's going to add a whole load of flavor to the actual potatoes, but it's also going to mean the chips are really hot and crispy when you're serving them. Now we're going to make our vegan fish. And for the vegan fish, we're going to use banana blossom. And this is exactly what it sounds like. It is the actual blossom from a banana plant. And what makes it great for vegan fish is because it has this really amazing flaky texture to the blossom, which really replicates the texture of real fish. Now, although banana blossom has really great texture for vegan fish, it doesn't actually have much flavor. And so in order to impart a lot of flavor into the banana blossom, we're going to marinate it first to give it that really great fishy taste. And what's really important to this marinade is seaweed or nori sheets. And this is going to really make the banana blossom taste like the sea. So add around 7 grams of nori sheets to a small blender and toss in 1 teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of celery salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of mustard powder. Then we're going to blitz that mixture until everything is evenly combined and the nori sheets have really broken down into nice even flakes. Then place 450 grams of banana blossom into a large Tupperware and pour over the spice mixture. Add a tablespoon of soy sauce and then cover with enough water to completely coat the banana blossom. Now close the Tupperware and place into the fridge and chill for at least an hour. And whilst your banana blossom is chilling in the fridge, we're going to make the beer batter. So we're going to add 230 grams of plain flour to a large mixing bowl and tip in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Give that a mix to evenly incorporate the baking powder with the flour. Now tip in 300 ml of chilled beer. Whisk in that beer until the batter is really thick and frothy. Now leave that batter on the side until needed. Once our banana blossom has marinated in the fridge for a decent amount of time, remove and coat each of the banana blossom pieces in a fine dusting of plain flour and place them onto a baking tray until needed. Now heat back your vegetable oil to 190 degrees Celsius. Take one of the floured banana blossoms and dunk it into the beer batter, really giving it a good coating. Then working quickly, drop it into the hot oil. Repeat this process until you've got about 3 to 4 pieces into the hot oil and fry them for about 5 minutes or so until they're golden and crispy. Then remove them and place them onto a wire rack. And you want to season those immediately with a good helping of salt. Once all the banana blossom is fried, you're going to return your chips back into the hot oil and just fry them for a further minute until really nice and crispy. And then your vegan fish and chips is ready to eat.